Hey, we are live again at the Meade County Fair. This is Mark Burnett and in with Stephen Lake. We are here at the fair to bring you what's going on, let you know just what's happened this week, and coming on with us right off the start of the right now live is Kentucky Senate candidate Daniel Cameron. So welcome to the show, Daniel.
Hey, thanks, guys. How's it feel to be out at the fair?
Oh, it's hot, man. It is hot.
Hey, last time you were here, you were sweating to the oldies, man. I think you shook everybody's hand in Meade County running the parade. I was kind of a little. I didn't see you this year. What happened?
Well, you know, we're trying to get to as many places as possible, and you obviously can't get everywhere every year. But you know, I certainly hope to be back there next year as the nominee.
Well, yes, right. And on that topic, I just want to say on behalf, Nancy Tate was going to join us tonight, but she is doing a baby box dedication at Georgetown, Kentucky EMS Center.
Yes.
And you know, if you don't know, audience, Nancy Tate has formally endorsed you, Daniel Cameron, for the Senate this primary. And I just want to say congratulations on that endorsement. As you know, she's a partner here, and we absolutely, your Right to Life campaign is totally in alignment with a lot of our values, and we can't thank you enough.
Well, I'm glad and honored to have Nancy's support and formal endorsement, and she's been a strong fighter for conservative values, and just honored to have her on board with us officially. And yeah, she's a wonderful friend, and she's gotten to know me and my family pretty well, and likewise, I've gotten to know her family. So very grateful to have her on board.
Absolutely. Hey, so talk to us a little bit about the campaign, where you're at, and will we see you at Fancy Farm in a week?
Yeah, I will certainly be at Fancy Farm. I'm still putting a little polish on my speech, and hopefully it'll go over well that day. And you know, I'm heading to Owensboro as well to talk to some folks there too. And yeah, we're trying to get all across the Commonwealth. Obviously, you know, I jumped in the race a few months ago, and the idea behind jumping in was that we want a colorblind society for our two boys, and a Commonwealth that is focused on merit and opportunity as opposed to the division that comes with DEI. And we want excuse me, we want a senator that is going to fight for energy independence and ensure that we have a future with coal and natural gas. We want to stand up for our farmers and our ag community. We want to make sure we fight for law and order. So that's why I jumped into this race, and I think Kentucky's ready for a senator that's going to support and advance President Trump's agenda, and I'm excited to be that senator.
Yeah, speaking of President Trump's agenda, you know, there have been a lot of announcements about AI, especially around energy production for AI. Is that, you know, how do you feel about trying to get some of that into Kentucky?
Well, look, I think that when it comes to Kentucky's competitive advantage, what we have is coal and natural gas. It gives us low cost and reliable energy. And to fuel the economy of the future, whether it's AI or other things that are coming online, emerging technologies, if you will, I want those places to come to Kentucky and bring jobs and ensure our place in the economy of the future. And again, it's all about bringing jobs and putting money into the hardworking, into the pockets of the hardworking men and women of this Commonwealth. So I think we've got to take part in the emerging technologies and fight for the energy future and our dominance in that future.
Yeah, you know, this started in my basement a few years ago when we started running campaigns for the local, and then of course the next year I came to get to know you on the campaign trail and ran for governor and stuff. And you know, now we're an entire media group which does
Yeah.
everything. And one of our assets is the newspaper, which I'm honored to have, a 100-year-old newspaper, and keep up the tradition. But, you know, one of the unique things that I found is returning a community newspaper back to its grassroots. This campaign is obviously going to be a grassroots campaign. You know,
Right.
you've got some competition out there. You know, what are some of the things that you want our Kentuckians to know that they're not going to see on the TV and in the radio as much as they are going to see from you and the presence? I know you said you can't be everywhere at once, but you know, you are running a grassroots campaign and you're trying to get in the face.
Absolutely.
We're glad to facilitate like this as well. So, you know, what else do you have going on out there that people need to be aware of where they can meet you and shake your hand and ask you the tough questions that they have or that they're concerned about?
Yeah, well, we're looking to do as many town hall style visits and meet and greets across our counties and across communities all across Kentucky. And what we're also doing is ensuring that we have Team Cameron county captains in every county. And so we're looking for a county captain for Meade County and all of our 120 counties. So I'm hopeful that we'll get some more county captains online, because that will help us better connect with every county, and our county captains can kind of be the lead or point of contact for us in every community. Because to your point, it is really about motivating the grassroots in a way that makes them want to stand and support this movement and this work and get to the polls come May of next year and ultimately November of 2026.
I mean, that is one of the most important pieces, is to get people. There's a lot of people who will support in the primaries. It's very important to get your people to the polls.
That's right.
And so it's you know, and I know that there's a few folks that are looking at trying to help you find a captain for this area and such. You know, I think that you've always been very close to Meade County. You've been here several times, even when even when folks said, "Hey, don't come down here." You know, maybe you shouldn't be. But you made the decision to come here and make sure that you show the support here. And I think that there's a lot of people here who do support you. So it shouldn't be too difficult to find that captain for you.
In all fairness, too, I want to make it very clear. Mark Burnett is the host of Kentucky Talks podcast, but also Mark wears the hat of the chairman of the Meade County Republican Party. So not to put Mark on the spot.
Yeah.
But his affiliation with Meade Media Group and Nancy's decision to support you are two separate
things. I am not an employee of the Meade Media Group. I am a volunteer, and I'm here just to host. But you know how Daniel, you and I, we've known each other a little while, so you know that I'm not going to endorse anyone as the county chair. You know that I must remain neutral, and the county party remains neutral as a whole. But individuals can go and endorse all they want. So that's Nancy's more than happy to, more than free to go and endorse anyone they want. But from just an organizational standpoint, we're behind all of our Republican candidates, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely. Mark. Yeah, that makes complete sense. Absolutely. And Mark, I want to commend you on your service and your commitment to the party and its values, and the work you've done in Meade County has helped so many candidates. So thank you.
Oh, no, my pleasure.
So, Fancy Farm, let's talk about that coming into next week. We're coming right out of Fair Week, our prime time in Meade County. Lots of attention coming in here from all over as one of the largest state or county fairs in the state. In fact, David Pace was on here the other day, and we talked about how they always get recognized as before they do something at the state fair, they always look to what we do here. But going into Fancy Farm, I wanted to lead into that a little bit. And what are some of your expectations and that you hope to accomplish during that event coming up?
Well, it's a great question. So I think as a level setting expectation, my goal is to tell as many people that are watching and that are attending why I'm running for the United States Senate. And a lot of times in these big races, you get focused on attacking the other people in the race. And I actually think a lot of Kentuckians want to hear what I'm for as opposed to who I'm against.
Absolutely.
And so that's what I'm going to try to articulate during during that speech. And that's just kind of as a sort of a default for where I want to be at the Fancy Farm speech. And then on top of it, you want to have a little fun because we know Fancy Farm is about, a few good, ribbings and that sort of thing. So I'll have a few jokes in there, lighthearted jokes, and we'll try to have a good time. But yeah, I mean, we want to get our supporters there. We want to make sure that we've got folks in the crowd that are excited and motivated and behind Team Cameron. So we're going to have a bus that's going down there as well. If anybody wants to join the bus, they can go online and sign up for the bus, or they can let us know about how they want to ultimately be there and be a part of Team Cameron by signing up at our website. But yeah, we're looking forward to having a good time. Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah. Okay. Right. Right.
You'll see it
That's
on all
awesome.
of our socials. You'll be able to share that as well.
Yeah.
That were thrown back and
Yeah.
forth.
Yeah.
You shut them down. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I think
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited to that performance. I know I don't want to put any pressure on you, but this is a big seat.
It is. It is. Yeah.
And coming from the Fort Knox community and the military community,
Yeah.
as a chapter president for the Association of United States Army, that position has often supported a lot of the things in and around the Fort Knox community, and we look forward to hopefully that support when you win the candidacy. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I appreciate that. And yeah, we're gonna throw a few jokes in there, and hopefully they land. That's always the hard part is, make sure the timing's right and you land them well. So we're gonna try to figure that out.
I mean, I had to step away for just a second, but did you all talk about the fact that KET is not going to be?
yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I
okay.
didn't mention a name because
Oh,
I'm
gotcha.
a professional channel, but thanks, Mark.
Well, that's public. That's public, so it's
I got you.
But I got you.
So we will be broadcasting it and live. So
You can bleep me out later in post.
Another question. Obviously you're going to make your rounds. Are you going to let your mom look at your speech before you go up there?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't know. She might start marking things out if I let her look at it. So although she can get fired up pretty easily. So she might she might be asking me to add a few more zingers in there.
Oh yeah, maybe. She may be more well liked in this community than even you are, right? But people love her. People in this community love your mother. I mean, I just let you know that.
I want to bring that up. If you're listening, you don't know Daniel's background. North Hardin High School graduate, right? And your mom lives in Hardin County.
Yeah, so I went to Central Hardin and John Hardin. My parents owned a coffee shop. Meade County was beating up on us in football when I was at Central Hardin. There was a guy named Darnell. I can't remember Darnell's last name, but Darnell Stewart. Man, he was you talk about a great running back. He was a good running back. But I grew up right there in E-Town. Spent a lot of time over in Meade County, and my mom. I think she's probably gotten out and doing more campaigning than our whole team. She is everywhere.
Well, I mean, the people. I mean, especially the prayer warriors I know around here.
Yeah.
They know your mom well, and she's doing a great job for you. I tell you that.
I appreciate that, Mark. Yeah, she is I tell people all the time, man, she is a prayer warrior and has spent a lot of time on her knees praying for folks all across, central Kentucky. And yeah, she's a great woman.
Mm-hmm.
So you went down, and I don't know how much time you have, but the great thing about this is it's a podcast, right? So funny thing,
right.
we started doing this, about 5 years ago? And I told everybody this is where you're going to win in a grassroots. And then what did Trump do last year? He spent 3 hours on a podcast. I'm not going to do that to you tonight. But clearly that Joe Rogan podcast helped elevate his thing. And here we've been saying that for long. You want to connect with people, connect with them in a way that's unfiltered.
Speaking to people
Yes.
directly,
Yes.
unfiltered, and such. So I think that's an important piece of this. And so,
Absolutely.
So Daniel, I don't know how much time you have left, but we are super glad that you joined us tonight.
Oh my gosh, man, I'm honored to do it, and I'm happy. Look, as often as you guys want to have me, I will be there, and it's so grateful for you. And this is the perfect model for communicating with people. It's not the traditional media. It's podcasts. It's local newspapers that are connecting and understanding local issues, and you guys get to the heart of that. And I'm really, again, I've been excited to see your growth because you all are resonating with people and getting to the bottom of issues in a way, frankly, that traditional media doesn't do.
Well, I appreciate that.
You can definitely tell it in our numbers. You only issue so many newspapers, but in digital, I get footprint traffic, which is really good.
Yeah.
Hey, I would be reminiscent. I've got Mayor David Pace, Fair Board President David Pace, 5,000 other hats on here too. If you want to say hello to David Pace, he's running an amazing Meade County Fair. David, we got Senator candidate Daniel Cameron on the radio with us.
I've met Daniel many times. He's come over to our chamber office, industrial office, and spent a little time with us.
Absolutely, Mayor. It's always good to chat with you, my friend.
That's anytime you ought to be here at the fair. I think you remember walking in a parade. It was probably 65 degrees. Maybe I'm off a little bit there.
Yeah,
but
I think it was probably a little cooler than that.
You would have definitely melted this year. It felt like it was 100 in the shade this year.
Bubble gum melted in the wrapper. So.
Oh, it was. But you know what? We had a great time. It was one of the longest parades we talked about earlier this week. It was one of the longer parades. It's like, we were already packed up and ready to go, and people were still coming out of the park up there. So it was intense and hot, and but we had a great time. It was great.
A lot of folks sitting on the side of the street or watching, and that's what it's all about, just entertainment.
Yeah. This year, Daniel, we had last night, I think, an impressive night. We had a rodeo. This is how Project Management 101 should be taught right here from WKU and Louisville. This is where project management meets success. He had a rodeo going on, full scale, highest level of entries that they've seen in a long time for the region. At the same time, we got a country and western concert with a local artist that just was on the Grand Ole Opry. And then you've got the Kissel Entertainment for all the stuff. All while it was Kids Day and the families and the kids were out here. It was an amazing and impressive sight to see.
For a small fee of $15.
14 yesterday, 15 tonight.
yesterday.
Yeah, it was definitely a great day yesterday. Next year we're going to have to get you out here for a day at the fair. It's always great to see you, and we would love to have you down.
Daniel, you still there?
We might have lost him.
I think we lost him, but that's all good. Well, David, how did it go?
Yesterday was just a phenomenal day, and I think I went over some of the numbers the other night with you, but I went back through them again today. I went back to the special needs and just going back through some of the things we were able to accomplish. 184 individuals.
184. I think we said 163 was your estimate the other day.
That's what we thought.
Yesterday.
What we seen was 184. That was actually the special need. That doesn't include the family members. That was actually just the people that received the voucher to be a part. And again, I wanted to thank Kissel Entertainment. They stepped up again. They must have had a dozen rides open for people to be there. And they made it accommodated for wheelchair, anything like that. It just worked out perfect. And this morning it actually was a a slow start morning. We had rabbits, had a record number of entries of chickens and rabbits over here. We even had people from Muhlenberg County here entering chickens, brought them about 2 hours.
Well, I wonder if that has anything to do with the chicken shortage last year, and everybody started raising their own chickens.
I guess, and these are show animals, I guess.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
But they came up in record number. I think it was over 35 entries in just the chicken division, and then rabbits on top of that.
That's amazing.
So, you know, people don't think about that, but that's a big
agriculture is not
function.
dead.
No, there's a lot going on. This has been a day where we tore down a lot of stuff. We've actually big pens, all the things that had to be put up for the pigs and the goats and the lambs, and it actually is all put away now. And we have a lot of volunteers with the family members, different ones come and help us. It's just been a phenomenal day for that. And now we're switching hats, and our whole goal is telling people to stay hydrated today.
Yes.
It's just really, the sun is warm. If you can get in the shade, there's a little breeze, but it's just till that sun gets out of sight.
It did not feel as hot today as it did yesterday. I know it's hotter.
It's pretty warm.
But it doesn't feel, I mean, when I was walking around outside, it didn't feel as hot. I mean, maybe the humidity's a little bit lower today than it was yesterday.
And there's more breeze. If you go out, there's just a little bit of air movement, and that's helped quite a bit.
Oh, quite a bit.
And, you know, we've had a lot going on. And right now, just switched over. They're getting ready to have the first preteen contest in the building.
Nice.
There's only a small turnout for that. There's only 36 young ladies vying for that. And I think there's 16 in the teen contest at 7 o'clock. So all of a sudden we've got 50 young ladies in a closed contest where it's not open. We've always taken the stance. If that young lady walks up to that microphone, we want her to be able to know where she's representing, because it's home. And that's why we stay with that.
And not every competition's like that. There's a lot of those pageants around that it's completely open, and you end up with somebody from 3 counties over representing a county that they really don't even know anybody there. So I'm glad that you all do that.
Leave it open. They'll go and try out at another pageant before they try it here. But I will tell you, the one thing that I do appreciate about the ladies that run all these pageants and do the behind-the-scenes work is that, well, one, it gets in the fair catalog. And 2, that all of the rules regarding in every event for this entire fair are literally inside of this fair catalog. And it's part of the publication, which I think is interesting because there is no exception to the rules when you read the rule book. And there's never been a situation where I found that you guys, or that you've ever had to talk about where it was ever in question. It's been very clear in the rules for any event that you participate in, which I think is absolutely amazing.
And also the catalog, we have it on your website, our website, and anybody can go there. If you say you can't find one in the catalog out on the rack, we tell everybody it is available. All you got to do is look for it. We have all that stuff available for people to move forward with.
I can tell you that there have been over 15,000 people that have gone to look at this on our website. It's a little over 15,000 people, and I can tell you that they've looked at more than 30 pages.
That's great.
Per user. That's the average book per user. So what you have in print is not even compared to what we could do in the digital, so it's amazing.
And I think we've worked on that a little bit with the Department of Agriculture, the Kentucky Fair Association. We're trying to critique some of that. Do we have to have all the many printed copies that we do? And we're trying to streamline it, push people a little bit more to the online presence where people love it.
Yeah, you still got to do a layout, and these that sit around on coffee tables for years.
That's Mark going in the fun house.
That's me right there.
People love to have that, and that's why we went with some of the old vintage photos that we got for you. We want to be able to have that. That's a local puller and the tractor right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those are the things that people want to see. They just want to see those old pictures.
Well, I hope to get some aerial photographs for you guys before the fair is over, so everybody can see a graphical representation of the fair year over year, 10 years from now, when I'm still doing this. You know?
And that's one of the things that we stress. I had a couple of people call, well, they want to do this. I want to fly a drone. Well, we don't allow that. It has to be to set up with us. We can't have that going on for people wanting our images, things like that. So we hopefully I got that straight with a gentleman today and made it where everything works out.
Oh,
So,
I didn't know that. Okay.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. But it's
I
some
told
people.
your wife the other day, I said, it's better for me to ask for permission than it is for forgiveness with David. I don't want to be on that side of the fence. I've seen some people get sideways, and that's not a place I care to be with the fair board.
I've come a long way in a few years.
In a bad way. I just meant, in general, that's not a side I want to be on. Y'all to go to great lengths for safety, insurance, and all that other stuff.
And that's my strive is I want every person here to be able to have a really great time, enjoy it at a reasonable cost, but I don't want them taking risk. And I mean that from our volunteers, our fair board. I don't like seeing a ladder in the back of a golf cart so you can reach a little higher. And, you know, and our guys, they see me coming, they all scatter when it's something like that because, you know, I try my best to make sure they realize this is not something we want to mess around with because neighboring county fair is in the middle of a big lawsuit. So it's some things you just got to make sure how you make it work.
Yeah. Now the heat injuries you were talking about, making sure they were getting ahead and hydrating and stuff like that. Folks, if you come out here, it's great that we have EMS on standby and all of our law enforcement that are circulating. And yes, it is absolutely probably one of the safest places that you could be in America, where you can attend the fair and know that your kids are in a well-supervised, monitored environment. But I would tell you that you need to come out here hydrated. There's lots of goodies and stuff like that, and we want you to enjoy that. But please make sure you drink water. Don't come out here and be a statistic.
Yeah.
We do have facilities also that if you start feeling that way, and I hate to tell people that, our bathrooms are probably the most cool place you could go to.
That's true.
Air conditioning, the home and garden building, the community building is all open for that.
I mean, if you're feeling warm, go watch the pageant.
Well,
it's in an air-conditioned building.
We've got a command center that we pre-meet before the fair, and I want to applaud Jerome Morgan this year. We sit down. I got him our numbers for the last 15 years per day, and there's many days, and he showed it with the judge, discussed it. We justified the numbers versus the people in this whole county, and it's more people are here than there are other places throughout the county, so that's how we were able to put.
I think the other day there were actually 4 ambulances on
site at one time.
At one time, so. I know they can't keep 4 ambulances here because they're servicing the county.
Right.
But it's great that when they're not being utilized and you have a spike in attendance, that they're available. That when they're available, they're making them available here so that they can respond as quickly as possible.
And this is the center. They feel like they can respond faster from here than somebody from Painville going to Flaherty. It's easier to go from here, and we always put them in a spot where they can get off the premises in a hurry.
Yeah.
Let's get into last night, the country and western concert.
I think J.D. Shelburne did a great job. It was a nice event. We kept it very low profile, just the lighting on the stage. We didn't turn any of our arena lighting on.
It felt like an acoustic set. It was, it felt very personal when you're up there.
What we had hoped it would be, and it went over well. Just not a lot of people in attendance, but a lot of people went to the back for the rodeo. It was packed back there, and I'm telling you, it was hot.
Yeah. So.
Perfect. I mean, I had one of our gentlemen that's over the part of that back there, Russ Fackler, on the board. I told him, I said, give us a grade, A to F. Tell me what you would say. He said A- to a B+. And we really, a few people were on the fence. We asked them, and only really had to do that twice, and so it worked out great. I want to applaud the Lone Star Rodeo. They worked with us to help that. They told people, said the Fair Board has worked diligently to give you seating. Please take advantage of it, and that's what we hoped it would be. We didn't want disgruntled people, and I don't have Facebook, but I didn't hear a word about disgruntled people being back there. So that's a positive.
No,
but
I was watching. I was looking at it last night and this morning. I didn't see anything negative at all, but it was packed.
Right.
You don't have Face Talk or Instabook or any of that stuff?
Not that I'm aware of.
At least not the one, not on your phone, right?
I might get talked about instantly on there, but but as a whole, it went really well. Very pleased with the turn. And we had the most number of entries in the largest turnout for bull riders, bronc riders that they've had in a long time. So
nice.
We were pleased about that. They like our arena. Everybody, we hauled brand new dirt 4 years ago, and we brought brand new dirt 2 years ago to put in on top, and we sift all that, and it's just really works up well. The horses perform well in it, and it's softer when you land in it, so it makes a difference.
I think that one thing that we know about the Meade County Fair is once you bring in an event that you guys, the whole fair board gets together and they work that event. You ask questions. What went wrong last year? How are we going to fix this?
Right.
You do that with us at the gate. You know, we've done that over the years where it's like, well, you know, we need something to kind of guide people and things like that. You're always involved in asking questions, how you can get better. You never assume that anything was perfect, and I think that should be applauded.
I'm glad you brought that up, because if you go online in the digital or in the back of this catalog, there is a fair survey. And David, I don't want to steal your thunder, but you talk about this every year. If there is something that you think that they could do better, they are open. Don't make it a complaint. Like Jenny Jones stepped on my soda pop and they wouldn't give me another one. Okay, they're looking about what could they do better with parking, or did you have a bad experience with any of the volunteers? They're looking for anything, or the events. If you participated in an event this year and you were, you know, something was wrong, they want to know. They want to try to make it better.
And even more, you want to know what events people would, other events people would like to see. You know, you had J.D. Shelburne in the main arena last night. You know, that's the rodeo is something that people have asked for in the past, and
rodeo has been the #1 request for years.
And,
and I'll just straight up tell people, we would love to do 2 nights, but what do I give up to make the second night? It's cheaper to do 2 nights. I'll tell you, it's $24,000 for 1 night, $28,000 for 2 nights. But how do I get rid of something that draws a good crowd? There's probably parts I can do away with.
Because when you think about it, Tuesday, you're either...
Can you add an extra day to the fair?
Scoot back a little bit.
Yeah, I don't want to get in the way.
If you do the Friday and Saturday night the fair, we're going to do it Friday and Saturday night.
I don't think you'll see our fair board extending the fair any longer than it is. So 8 days
you also have to remember there are other fairs in the area, in the region. Yeah, I'm telling you, because I felt it. But you know, really and truly, and most people only have a week's worth of vacation to come out here and volunteer. I mean, come on.
Well, you start on weekend.
Yeah, but you know,
but really,
I mean, it already starts on Saturday and goes to Saturday.
We're Saturday to Saturday already, and then our work days are the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday morning.
Yeah.
So our whole goal with that is to make it what we can get in, and we did that. We took this and we gave it to some people to look at our catalog versus some other catalogs, and one of the parts of that, we have 17 more events than most fairs.
Yeah.
So I want to highlight that. I was about to go into that a minute ago. So every year, you guys, along with every county fair, state fair across the state, meet centrally at one location, and all of these vendors that are interested in participating in the fair, they show up to this. It's like the convention. It's not much like the ICAS convention for international air shows when we were doing Golden Knights and all that stuff. But you've got all these vendors there. Your magazine is sitting on the table along with everybody else's, and they actually get judged on. But not just about the magazine, but it's where y'all come together. You're sought out almost every time that comes together, and you're bored for information. How do you do this, or what do you do for that, and all this other stuff. That's from years of experience.
We're very cautious when we go to the convention. You know, we don't want to go in there and say, well, we do this, we do that. We listen, and we're trying our best to help newer, younger fairs trying to get on their feet. But I take great pride. Some of my board says, why do you do? If you come to our office, I've got everything we've won since 1980 on the walls in there. And we're in 2 rooms now, so we've had to expand it a little bit.
Get a museum for you.
Well,
or add you to the Meade County
well,
Museum.
and that's one thing I wish someday I could do. I've said this many times to you all, a fair historian and all the old stuff. I would love to have a corner in the museum to start putting some of these old files and some of the old pictures in there, because it just means so much. We had a food booth meeting the other night, and one of the things we were talking about, new windows we were putting in the food booths this year to do away with the fold down wooden things you got to paint and it's just screen. Well, they actually arrived on Tuesday morning, got installed, were functional, and I showed most of the food booth vendors the old photos. That was old concrete block 4 feet up, wooden posts sitting on top of the block, and when the rain came and when the wind blew, they would go.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, needless to say, we've come a long way. We added double the space of those about 2 years ago, and it's just really. And you watch the crowds for food, probably need to be twice again big to make things work out for them.
Yeah. You might have to start moving them apart.
Well, we do have a couple of these spots, and that was the bad part. We had the original 5 we built on this side for cattlemen and pork producers. Well, when you're out here in September and October and you're measuring what the distance you want to build, it looked like it was plenty of space. Go up there Tuesday night, you can't walk through because people were in line. We forgot about people standing in line waiting for their food. So
I don't know. I think everybody has come accustomed to know how to make that work and timing.
Yeah.
Like I know what time I'm gonna go get a pork sandwich for my week at the fair. You can't hear me. Okay. Well, that's good. All right, go ahead. Y'all keep going.
All right. Well, as Steve was just saying, he was talking about his pork. He knows at what time to go get his pork. Yeah, it's kind of strange.
Test. Okay.
That's there. Okay. Well, I mean, Steve was just talking about, you kind of like you figure out the timing of when to go get my food versus,
right.
When the crowds are going. You kind of get the feel for that after you've experienced it a little bit.
Probably one of the things that I'm most proud of course, I take great pride in this place. I mean, I want people to understand what's going on. One of the things that I see that to me that makes a difference is we've opened up the fairgrounds every day for lunch. We want people to come out, eat lunch, so that we know what we're doing, and we want people to be a partner during the daytime.
Yeah. So we
text Morgan back to see if it's working.
Yeah, I know. We'll get it figured out.
Yeah, I mean, everything on my end is coming in, and I see it bouncing there, so I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to check it out, and we'll see what's going on. But so tonight we have the second demolition derby of the week, right?
Yeah. We just found out late last night. The guys actually stayed after the event last night, and we actually went to work last night, actually fixing it to where we set the blocks last night for the demolition derby, so we'd be ready to go for the event today without having to be out there working in the heat of the day.
Oh yeah.
So it worked out really well for that part. But I think what I saw is where we're able to find out the car count. We think we're going to have as many, if not more, cars tonight than we had on Monday.
Wow. And that was you had a big show on Monday.
And I think it was 40 cars, 28 big cars, and now we're hoping to get some of the mini cars, things like that. We had 39 lawnmowers, I believe it was. So I tell people it's just unreal what we're able to draw in.
Yeah.
A lot of crowd there. And that's our goal for tonight, having the demolition derby. We have the horse pool back at the back.
That starts at 7, I believe, right?
Yep. And the team, pre-teen and team, again, 50 people entered that, young ladies. So we're really excited.
I think going on right now as we're talking.
Yeah.
Miss Teens coming up right after 7
o'clock. Right.
Yeah. And then, of course, the demolition derby starts about a half an hour after that. Watermelon eating contest starts at 6:30, so you have time to get here for that.
Right.
And that's down in the main arena just before we start the derby, right?
That's correct. Yeah, that's the big thing on that one, where people are able to participate. I don't think Emily Thompson and Tim Kern helps with that still today, even though he doesn't have his story more. He still helps with that.
Yeah,
and
we miss the store.
I know, and I tell people all the time. I want to clarify. My granddaughter is in the teen contest.
Okay.
I'll tell it up front. She's in it. I'm going to be there cheering for her. If she wins, that's great.
Yep.
If she doesn't win, it's great.
I have to head to the back gate to relieve somebody. Also, their grandbabies in the teens. So, it's going to be, or maybe they're in the preteens. So they may already be over there. So hopefully, I'm not too late.
36 in the preteen. That's a lot.
That's a lot. But that's great. It's great for the community to get all that participation.
One thing we did do up there for today, we added 2 sets of bleachers in there, knowing that contest was going to be so large. We put about 100 more seats in there. So on top of the bleachers, we've probably got close to 600 seats in there.
Well, because everybody's local.
Right.
Everybody's local. So when you have 36 contestants, then you have, it's not just mom, dad, or mom and the aunt or what. It's mom, dad, brothers, sisters, aunts, cousins, uncles are all coming to see. And so it's important to have that seating.
All of you all have heard me say this. It's marketing for us. Why do you have Power Wheels? Why do you have lawnmowers? Well, every lawnmower, let's just start with Power Wheels. You have the driver, and you have a mom and a dad, and then 4 grandparents in most cases, and then aunts and uncles that come to see one driver. And you do that times 25 vehicles. Pretty profitable for us to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And same thing with lawnmowers. Most people that are on lawnmowers are younger people that can't drive a lot of cases, or just getting there.
They're prepping themselves for the demolition derby, right?
Getting ready to be that next step. And for the future of this fair, it's got to be that way.
It has to be.
And I talked about that with our board the other day. We had a total group of 25 new volunteers that showed up, worked really diligently. But the thing I really liked the best, there was probably some 18 to 25-year-olds that I just thrilled me to see them here.
That's good.
So just to kind of like set the tone, demolition derby tonight, and then we have the big trucks and tractors tomorrow and Saturday. The
Correct.
NTPA is in town. That's going to kick off tomorrow around 7:30, I believe it is, and working the back gate has always amazed me that there's nobody back here except for demo cars on Thursday night, and then by the time we get here in the morning, the next morning, it's already filled with trucks.
Well, we've already got 4 here.
Yeah, I mean, it's as I was telling some folks, I said it's possible you're going to see a couple of semis come in late tonight because they're getting here trying to get, these guys are coming from all over the country, and when they get here, they need a place to sleep.
That's the key. They already have found out, hey, this is a place to go and be. So they come and enjoy. They put their chairs out. They enjoy the fair until it's their turn to put on the show.
Yeah.
So that is good marketing for you guys to be able to push and have those people come in. Hey, if you want to do a fair, you need to go to Meade County Fair. So hopefully my mic is coming in this time and everybody can pick me up. I see it coming through the text, so that's got to be a good sign. David, I know you've got so many things to do tonight, and I just want to say thank you again from the bottom of our heart.
Absolutely.
And Kentucky Talks, the podcast. We've got a lot of podcasts coming up with different genres and fields in the company, and I just appreciate the honor and opportunity to facilitate this marketing and to talk to you this way. And it's down to earth. We were just talking to Daniel Cameron. There's not really many other ways in media that you can really break stuff down. Some are regulated by time and commercial and all that other stuff. We're just thankful to have an honest conversation about what's going on and to highlight all the work that gets done.
It's important to us to make sure that we talk about all the people behind the scenes. I know it's important to you. It's important to us because we see these people throughout the community, and we want to make sure they know we appreciate them and all the hard work.
Well, and I'm speaking on behalf of the entire fair board, we love to tell the facts.
Yep.
And, people being able to get on Facebook and behind a keyboard and just say whatever they want to say, it's okay. We take it. We go with it, but we prove to them what it is.
Yep.
And it's our goal to make it. This is the county folks fair.
Yeah.
We just manage it for them and put it together, and we don't always make everybody happy. We're not ever going to make everybody happy, but we think about the majority. We try to make things more convenient. We're working on some upgrades for some handicap accessibility that we're working on. It's just, how do you make that work in 53 acres?
Yeah.
And it's a tough spot.
You guys are doing a great job with all the. I think it's one of the greatest fairs. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, and I was just dating my wife, and she lived in Ohio. We would go to the fairs, the county fairs around there, and I was like, this. I go to this just pales in comparison to what we experience, and don't get me wrong, there were great fairs, but it's like you almost forget what the how small a county fair can really be. Because this is what we have.
That's kind of that at the convention. We try to be very quiet. We don't say a lot of things about what we're doing. I mean, we tear down things that most fairs would love to have just because we need it to be bigger and better. Prime example, we built a brand new wash rack 2 years ago back here. The state fair, Commissioner Quarles came. He said, we don't do anything at the state fair that we don't say, how does Meade County do it? Yeah. And, that's something you're proud of.
Yeah. I mean, you got to have a little bit of lump in your throat when somebody says that, And I have one, and I'm not. I'm part of the fair, but I'm not the fair board or anything like that. But I've appreciated you allowing me to be a part of it. I'll speak for Steve too, but not just from the podcast, but from just the different aspects. I really appreciate you allowing us to be a part of it.
But without that lump in your throat and the other 35,000 people that come this fair will do this. We want everybody to keep pushing it up the scale. And, when you're size we are, that's a tough challenge at times.
It is.
Trying to make yourself grow. We were up the first 2 nights. We were down about 1,000 people last night, and it just kind of makes you check and balance what we do, what didn't work. We thought, and it looked like back there was low, but we had so many more seats, it was misleading. Yeah. So those are just some of the things we look at. And seriously, we want people to tell us what we didn't do perfectly, we're never going to be perfect, but we're going to do good.
I tell you what it'll probably take is, if you felt like there was still some empty seating, that means that you got the seating right. What it's going to take is those people who came this year going back, oh my gosh, there was plenty of room. It was
That's
the best
true.
rodeo ever.
I agree.
Whereas last year you got some, I don't know if I want to go and sit and be standing the whole rodeo, right?
When we went back there, we had a place to sit down. So, we were able to go anywhere this year. And like I said earlier, we spoil them. This arena is a bowl. Everybody can see. Yeah, that's on top of the hill and everything goes away. But and I know I've been long-winded today, but
it's been great visiting with you.
And I really thank all these food booth vendors, all the volunteers that come out to make it work. All these people trying to let people know what they have to offer. And most fairs don't have these buildings.
No, these are great.
And
these
it
are
really
great.
is.
So very fair.
I do it, and I thank you all for the friendship as much as for the show.
Yes, sir.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Thanks.
Well, guys, we're going to jump off of here very shortly. We're not. Oh, we got another.
Yeah, I know you got to go, but Daniel was wanting to get back on. And
we missed a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't have to go anywhere until we can hang in there. All right. Let me mute a couple of these other lines here. There we go.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 606.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Daniel Cameron. He's a candidate running for Senate for the state. state of Kentucky. You know, Mitch McConnell has announced his retirement, so lots of names in the hat.
So the end of 2026, Mitch McConnell is stepping away after a long career, and Daniel is one of the guys that wants to take that spot. There's others as well, and hopefully we'll have those on our show as well. I mean, that's the idea here, is that we can get them on and we can get as much information out to you, the public, to the voter, so that you can make a great decision for you and your family and for your community.
Absolutely. Well, listen, Mark, another great show, another great time. Take us out.
Guys, if you have not come to the fair this week, come out. It's Demolition Derby tonight, NTPA truck and tractor pull tomorrow and Saturday. So come out and visit with us. It's a great day to be out here. There's plenty of time. There's plenty to do. There's plenty of food. Come out and see us, and you all have a great night. Steve, good night.